Hello, hello. Welcome back. All right, Sagittarians, happy full moon. It starts tonight at 11:55 p.m. if you are in my neck of the woods, which is Pacific time zone. Otherwise, we will catch up with everybody else, or they'll catch up with us on the East Coast at about 2:55 in the morning for the full moon in Virgo, the blood moon. We're headed into that lunar eclipse. Now, then on Friday, we will be having the Mercury go retrograde. The Mercury apparently get the title now. The Mercury will go retrograde. But let's take a look at how is the energy of the full moon and maybe lunar eclipse combining to impact Sag. And we have the seventh house may be impacted. This is the area of life that is about long-term significant partners, romance, business, or family. It seems like we have had a lot of matters of love, relationship. I really like the fact that this card shows a yin yang symbol here as well. So, and we have the air element, thought. Air signs are flighty, lighthearted, and highly intellectual. Being gaseous in form, they play well in any situation, so long as they may express themselves freely in speech and thought. They believe in philosophy and friendship. That could represent the energy of Sag or the person that Sag is perhaps dealing with. It looks like there's a chance for much greater harmony, especially when we couple it with the idea of like communication. And of course, Mercury retrograde could be improving, increasing, or altering communication. Now it can also throw things into havoc, but a full moon is going to be about like opening up and releasing things, maybe airing things out. The lunar eclipse can bring in kind of chaotic energy, transformational energy. So if two people had not been communicating well, they might be able to like surrender, if they'd had arguments or hostility. It's like, you know what, I don't want to fight with you. I love you. It could be that nice kind of vibe. We also have a 9 of Wands upright. 9 of Wands is the movement forward of, in this case, like 9 of Wands is, first off, tip of the hat to Australia. We've got the kangaroo on the run here on the surface, but we're also seeing kind of like a sacred cave where the ancestors may have shared wisdom or held wisdom. This is normally the energy of somebody who's been healing. And I would just say that this doubles down on it and says someone's been like really healing profound wounds. So if somebody that Sagittarius dealt with had like some old scars, some old, let's say mother wound, father wounds, they might have been kind of like in a bit of hibernation, a bit of healing energy, but gaining wisdom and then about ready to, rejoin kind of like the everybody who's on the surface here, jump back in with the kangaroos here. We have a 3 of Pentacles. It was definitely somebody was healing a very, very old wounds, because we've got these ammonites, which are ancient sea creatures. To me, that always represents a link to our past. And we can see that the little ants have been one grain at a time doing their hard work of removing all the sand and creating a space so we can look right into, through the earth and into the galaxy. So I'm going to say somebody's had this huge healing, this huge awakening. This could be the other person. This could be whoever Sag has dealt with has perhaps found some really deep internal healing stuff that has healed ancient wounds, old things that had chipped away at them for a long time. And they may have needed to chip away at the stuff that had hurt them for a long time. Now we have the Prince of Swords upright. This is like sudden, swift energy. This is sudden, rapid movement. This is sudden, like they may be the ones who suddenly want to talk to Sag. This could be them running. Don't run with scissors. They're running with like a gigantic, katana or sword. Don't run with those either. Even the playful ones, just a warning. Don't trip. It almost looks like he's going to trip with this. So be mindful of carrying sharp objects and moving swiftly. That's a side note. But otherwise, this all looks super positive, right? This looks like we have somebody who's done some pretty deep healing, possibly an air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, who wants to now communicate, find that yin yang, find that internal balance. We have a 3 of Pentacles, talk about balance. Look, I think the seeds of this relationship were planted a long time ago. They may have gone through some significant ebb and flow, sometimes friends, sometimes lovers, sometimes enemies, and back around to, hey, we've worked through some of our stuff. or I've worked through some of my stuff that was impacting our stuff. That maybe is the better way to say this. We definitely have somebody who would like to come and tend this garden again. Sun card sideways, 2 of Pentacles upright. They may be a little bit nervous, not knowing how Sag will feel about this. But on the other hand, I don't think this person could stop themselves from coming towards Sag, or vice versa. It feels like somebody is like, Sag has played such a huge part in their life at that bone deep level. They know that Sag is a powerful connection for them, a powerful, relationship for them. And whether or not it's always been clear, it's like that part doesn't even matter because they know how they feel. This is really very profound. We have the Wheel of Fortune upright. Maybe it would have been nicer had they been, not still tucking themselves away and trying to heal from some old internal personal wounds that they had. But you know what? This all happens in divine timing. This would say that this is the best time for them to finally be able to be the partner to Sag that Sag deserves. This is the time that they could finally be on Saggy's frequency and share their space and look into their eyes and actually really be a partner. They could also be a Leo, also possibly a Scorpio, a Taurus, or an Aquarius here as well. Okay, give me a little bit more. 5 of Swords. It's kind of like, for all the problems we've had, now I could run beside you and we could escape the problems of the world by being, us side by side with each other. We could run together and we could protect one another from the problems of the world. 6 of Cups. If Sag will have this person, it feels like somebody wants to come in and like pledge their allegiance to Sag and to this union and to this relationship. It's like, I'm here and I'm not going to leave again, or I'm not going to check out again. This definitely seems like these two always had the potential. I don't know what just happened, Tomei. A new speech affectation there that I'm going to be creating all new like inflections to my words, apparently. No, with this energy of like, they always could have been really good together, but obviously to have a good yin yang, like each person has to match each other in a complementary though different way. They don't have to be perfect. Nobody has to be perfect, but I do think that this was pretty like impossible for this relationship to really have consistency in the past, and that seems to be the thing that is changing. How is this person coming towards Sag? Because it looks like it's all about them in this storyline. I mean, maybe they're already with Sag, but it's been a bumpy, rocky road with Sag for a bit. We have the 3 of Pentacles again. This could actually be a relationship that's already existed, but this person after this full moon is like, Sag is going to see this noticeable change in them where they're like really investing in the connection now. They're really investing in this union. They're investing in this companionship. 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles is like, I feel as if Sag has kind of retreated from them a little bit. I really think that they're going to be trying their best to win Sag back over and say, please don't think of yourself as single. Please think of it as like, I'm here for you. I've got your back too. It may take Sag a while before they let this person in, because it looks like in the time where this person might have gone into that cave energy to go heal themselves, Sag might have withdrawn quite a lot and have built like their own universe. And if anything, this could be a shocker for Sag, because Sag may not have expected this person to show back up in their world or to suddenly want to dedicate themselves. Like, even if this is 2 people who had been still like technically like together, it might have been that Sag is like, oh, but we're not right, like cohabitating, or we're separated, just not divorced, or we're, I'm off here doing my own thing. I don't see this person giving to this connection, because that's not what Sag had experienced. I think something here made this person very aloof. Not something, we know what it was. We already saw there was a lot of healing of very old wounds that they had to go do. And to do that properly, this person basically checked out completely. And it's only now that they have like had this, they've seen through the other side of it. They've seen that maybe they are more than the hurts and the wounds that they've had. They have seen that the experiences that they had, earlier in their life before meeting Sag, the Sag represents like their new beginning, their new chance to build a new universe. And I just don't think they saw it that way. Maybe they didn't feel like they could get over what had happened to them in the past, or whatever still scarred them or wounded them or shaped them. This is them like breaking patterns. Even here, we have so many patterns here, right? Very intricate, delicate, and they're like racing away from it. So I think that they had a lot of preconceived notions, a lot of patterning, maybe negative patterning that had been like really imprinted on them. And this is them finally escaping it and wanting to start over and build something better with Sag. Look, we do have a Two of Cups. We've had a lot of stories of like unions and love stories where characters could perhaps start to actually merge together, come together, support each other, be in a romantic energy, be in the energy of like, at long last, we can finally be, in a harmonious union now. It feels like there's nobody else out there for Sag, or I should say there's nobody else out there for them but Sag, and they know this. I think they've always known this. It was just a matter of like, when are they going to come around and start, giving that way? Well, not until they broke away from some old patterning that they had to escape from. Tough storyline on one hand, but great storyline at the same time, because they've been able to do this. They've been able to break away. It's really nice to see. I'm so happy for this character, if nothing else. I don't know what Sag is going to do about this, but it definitely looks like someone who's taken the time to, work through their stuff, and they've come to these conclusions, and it's liberating them. All right, I'm going to leave this one here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, Saggies. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. I will see you guys again this week. We will morph into the retrograde stories next. All right, bye.